moral of the story. So let's dive into game number 3 and see what we have here. Spawning down here in the bottom left-hand side, our submitter of the replay, it is Fighting Frog. It says, good luck, have fun. I will not produce roaches, corruptors, hydralisks, or vipers, or ultralisks. Alright. And his opponent up here not playing out the challenge, our blue Protoss player, it is Wariano. I always feel like whenever it's one of these challenges where you have to announce a restriction or something at the start of the game, I always feel like the opponent sees it and is just like, this guy's just trolling me. Like, why would he tell me this? This is stupid or something. And then when they actually realize, they, I think they usually freak out even more and panic. They're like, what? Is this guy trolling me? Oh. Add links to that. Fighting Frog's like, yeah, I'll pass on that one. So just going to be going for a hatchery first build here. Wariano, gonna be just going for that high ground wall off up here. And yeah, looks like things are gonna be heating up reasonably early on. Fighting Frog says, but I'll do it for you. Is he actually gonna follow that? Oh my god, he's gonna build a spawning pool. Changes his mind and says, okay, I'll cut Zerglings out as well. It goes 3 hatchery before pool. Okay, yet another player taking the challenge to the next level. The probe's going to come in, sees no spawning pool, and Wariano's got to know what he's up against. Yep, he's going to double check. He's like, is this 3 hatch before pool? Yes, it is. Okay. Well, you know what? I've already got my Nexus down as well. Going for a gate Nexus build. I'm alright with this. I can kind of match you in the economy decently well. Fighting Frog does put down a spawning pool now as well. Of course, this map's not too bad for this because there's only one entrance. If you just like mass up queens or something, as we saw Mr. Steven do earlier, that could work out pretty well. You know what's interesting is we've had 3 Zergs today. Quite a lot of the time we get a lot of Protoss, a lot of Terran submissions, but I really do want to see even more of those. If you guys are thinking about submitting your replays, even if you're bronze, even if you're GM, please send in a replay. It's actually surprisingly fun if you've never played one of these challenges. The first time you play it, you will really enjoy it. So send me in more replays, Terrans and Protoss players. Drone Scout is going to come over, see exactly what he's up against. He's going to see, okay, just a gate here. Nexus almost finished. Hasn't seen the Twilight Council, and it's kind of time to leave with that drone if you want to keep it alive, unless you're going to like steal the gas on the natural or something. So the drone still hasn't seen this Twilight Council. Go up, go up. Yes, there we go. The drone sees the Twilight Council, knows what's up. That Adept is going to be able to chase this this drone down, though, most likely. Oh, he's trying to juke. Doesn't quite work. And back at home, just droning up. 0 gas so far. 3 queens building at a time. Masses of drones are flooding their way on out. We've got a robotics as well as that Twilight Council, so it looks like it might just be an Archon drop build here for Wariano. Indeed, it is. Wariano is just going to be going straight up to that. And this is a really greedy way of doing this as well. This is a very fast DT Shrine and a very fast Robo, and no Mothership Core out. So this is a great reaction by Wariano, saying, you know what, you don't have any gas. You can't attack me. You don't have Zergling speed. You can't do drops. I can just chill, man. So he's going to come in with this Adept, try to get a little bit of scouting, see if he can kill a drone or 2. He's going to grab, ooh, doesn't get that drone. Nice Spore Trick from Fighting Frog. There we go, 1 drone does go down. He's going to get the second one. No, great Spore Trick there. Good defense by Fighting Frog. Just 1 drone goes down for that Adept. And the drones just continue to flood on out. Finally, Fighting Frog begins to mine gas here. Just 2 on each gas geyser. So still taking it kind of slow right now. And that Warp Prism's already on the way. The 3 extra gateways already on the way. A single Adept in the wall. Still no Mothership Core here at home. Wariano just going full greed style. Straight into this very fast Archon drop. Sick reactive play, actually. This is really good. Fighting Frog going to move out to take the 4th base right away as well. Lair is on the way. A couple of Spore Crawlers are down. Keep in mind, though, there's only 6 queens out right now, and he's not allowed to build roaches or Zerglings. So he really needs more queens. If these 2 Archons kind of just catch a few of the queens on their own and start to snipe them down, things could end up very, very badly. So yeah, I think Fighting Frog's gonna have to watch out for that. All 4 gateways are now finished. Gonna be transferring into warp gates. Beautiful timing here from Wariano. Going to warp in 4 Dark Templar pretty much immediately. Already going for a fast 3rd Nexus behind this as well, actually. Sick build order from Wariano. There we go. 4 DTs on the way. Lair is almost done. But remember, no fighting units. Just 7 queens out and 8th queen about to pop. All these queens are at the front right now. They're nowhere near that main base. It's just on this queen and spore crawler to defend. But, oh, he's going to drop the DTs right on top of that queen. Very nice play there from Wariano. The queen does escape just barely. These DTs going to try and focus down this spore crawler. It's going to go down. Spore crawler goes down and Overseer is morphing. But these DTs will have a nice opportunity to do a bit of damage. They're actually just going to run straight away. Oh, there was an Overseer morphing on the right-hand side. So great pickup by Wariano. But oh my god, the queens! The queens are getting on top of that War Prism. Oh my god, no, he cannot lose this War Prism. If he loses this War Prism, he will lose the... Oh my god. Oh, bad luck by Wariano. Just not expecting quite so many queens there. Went a little bit too deep. I thought it was a great judgment to pick up, but went deeper into the Zerg base and did get trapped. 18 more drones start up after that. Fighting Frog knows there won't be any pressure for a very long time. An infestation pit is on the way. The power of queens, right? I should have made it. You can't build more than like 5 queens or something with this challenge. I think queens, spines, and infestation pit units are making this challenge too easy for Zerg players. I shouldn't cheapen it. I know it's still really awkward and hard to adjust and actually play a build like this if you're not used to it. So big hats off to Steven and Fighting Frog. But it's just funny that we're seeing 2 Zergs just mass queens, build an insane number of drones and spine crawlers, and then just go for like infestors and swarm hosts. Nice depth pressure coming in here. He's going to snipe down a couple of these workers. Shades on past the queens. There's nothing really super mobile to deal with this, so this pressure could get a lot of damage done. Ooh. Nice Evo chamber block. Gonna buy just a few seconds extra. The last Evo doesn't get down in time. And Fighting Frog just continuing to shade on about. More and more drones are going down right now. Brings the total up to 9 workers killed. 2 of these adepts do walk their way out of there at the end of that. More adepts are coming across the map. We've got Blink on the way, as well as Immortal production. And we've got Double Forge, 1-1 upgrades. So really nice upgrades actually for Protoss. 3 bases fully saturated, really nice economy. But 89 drones for our Zerg player. Oh my god, look at this. This drone counts are just insane. Once he transfers some of those over to his 4th, he's just going to be unstoppable. A massive queens comes out the front as well. Creep is starting to spread across the map. This is just insane. +1 ranged weapons is starting. Spire is on the way. I'm trying to remember the units that he actually said. He said he's not going to use Lings, Roaches, Corruptors, Hydras, Vipers, or Ultras. Of course, Lings he added on as an afterthought. So he has actually restricted himself from 6 different units in total. DT's warping in as well. Probably going to be morphed into Archons. Looks like Protoss is preparing for a little bit of a push here with this 1-1 and a good number of Force Fields. Force Fields are going to be great versus Queens, because Queens kind of suck mobility-wise. They can't really avoid those Force Fields very well. Wariano says muters incoming probably. No man, didn't he say he wasn't going to use muters? Oh no, he didn't say that. He just said corruptors. Okay. Hallucinated Phoenix Scout going through the main base. Sees a Spire, sees a Hive, sees double upgrades, sees 4,000 drones. Does Wariano put 2 and 2 together? My opponent is building all of the things, and especially mass queens. I don't quite know if he's managed to do that just yet. There is 4 infestors out. We've got a massive queen. 7 infestors are out. Wariano looks like he wants to go for a big push here. He's worried about those muters hitting the field. Does have a 4th base down behind this as well. No splash damage in this army though. So these swarm hosts, there's already 7 out, are going to be so powerful. The stalkers with the skin coming in, leading the charge with this army. Swarm hosts, infestors, queens, going to try and fight against this. Force fields go down. A nice fungal lands. Oh my god, chain fungling these sentries. But those locusts go down almost instantly. Most of the energy is actually already gone from these infestors. Okay, that's the last fungal. Now it's just queens, swarm hosts, and spines versus this Protoss army. It's all about the transfuse. Can Fighting Frog hang on? +1-1 is not done for him yet. Up against the 1-1 upgrades of the Protoss. More locusts do come in though, and they are going to start to take down 1 Archon. A couple of the adepts getting dangerously low. The swarm hosts are in the front line though. Oh, Fighting Frog is struggling to control this force. These queens, they've managed to buy time for the spine crawlers to finish. That is something. More and more locusts are going in. These queens and infestors trying to pull behind the wave of spine crawlers. Those spines adding in a lot of damage. He needs to keep transfusing those. He needs to keep on building these units. 11 more swarm hosts on the way. I think Wariano is starting to get worn down here. These locusts, these swarm hosts are about to start firing again, and there's no detection right now. He cannot see these swarm hosts. More and more locusts, these 3 units flying into this battle. He only has a small window to get a lot of damage done right now. More and more swarm hosts. There we go. Too many locusts. A wave just jumps up from underneath the Protoss army, dives on top of it. Drones being pulled into the action as well. And fungal energy recharges there. Oh my gosh. Chain fungal locusts are just whittling this down, but all the drones go down. More and more swarm hosts are coming in. A lot of them are dying before they can really spawn those locusts. He's trying to burrow. Still, the lack of detection is hurting Wariano so much here. And I think the longer he stays, the more units he's losing. He might need to pull out of here, or these swarm hosts are just going to whittle his force down. Wariano with a great retreat there. He's going to rotate to that left, try and snipe down this hatchery. Looks like he's going to get it. Gets one of these swarm hosts as it reinforces as well. And Wariano with a very nice push manages to find the weak chink in the Protoss armor. Great immortal pickup on the backside as well. These locusts, though, stalkers cannot kill locusts. Stalkers are appallingly bad versus them. And more swarm hosts coming out. He's got to focus down the hatchery and get out of here. He can't. No, he jumps on top of the swarm hosts. He's going to take down a few of them with some nice focus fire, but the locusts are on top of everything. And Wariano loses every single unit here. Picks up a few stalkers, gets on out of there, but he has just sacrificed his entire army, and there is still a grand total of 28 swarm hosts remaining. Make that 32 with 4 more in production. That's going to be 36 swarm hosts versus 4 stalkers and a phoenix. That's it. That's all Protoss has right now. Trying to put down a fleet beacon thinking, oh god, I need to make air units. There's no way I can fight this many swarm hosts on the ground. The Warp Prism desperately trying to buy time with a counterattack. He's going to unload there in the main. Going to start warping in Zealots. I don't think they have charge though. No, they do not. But it does pull the swarm hosts home. And the swarm hosts use up every single locust just on a couple of probes. So actually a great accidental bait there by Wariano. Wariano is going to try and buy time in this main base. Remember, there's no mobile units for Zerg. 6 queens, 3 infestors, and 36 swarm hosts, so the only units he can actually react to everything with. These locusts are now finding the gold base. A few of them didn't fire, apparently, before. These observers see the swarm hosts coming back. The zealots and stalkers will finally be getting cleaned up. And this is costing quite a bit of money from Wariano. Nice Adept Shade here. Oh, I love the Adept Shade to dodge the immobility of the Zerg army. A queen and a whole bunch of fungal finally takes that Warp Prism down. But Adept shading into this base. The drone's getting torn apart right now. Wariano doing this with almost no units, taking sneaky 5th bases behind this as well, 5th and 6th base. Shading into the main base once more. This time though, the swarm hosts are much closer to on top of them. I don't think the adepts are going to get out of this one. These locusts are going to corner these adepts. The last bit of pressure going to go down, and now Fighting Frog, even though his economy is being shattered, he's taking down the 4th base of Wariano. Wariano struggling, mining just off this full base, and this kind of just over half a base. Main base, mostly mined out. This base, yeah, is doing okay. Can he get probes over to these new expansions? If he can keep these probes mining, he might be able to defend. The question is, can he get out carriers in time? His first 3 carriers are on the way. Remember, Fighting Frog cannot build Corruptors for anti-air, cannot build Hydralisks for anti-air. Has to build like Mutalisks or Queens or Infestors, something like that. So Locusts are starting to dart on here on the front. The Archon is going to be getting a lot of damage. Great overcharges to try and buy time here. Good Archon micro as well. It survives on 9 hit points. That Archon backs off to fight another day. But there's just an endless supply of Locusts that can throw in here. Wariano cannot defend this base. And as this pylon falls, those probes are going to disappear almost instantly. Every single probe just falls in a flash. And it's all about this base in the top left. Can Wariano keep that up? Can he surprise with the carriers and somehow hold on? This Archon desperately trying to take down the gateway to get back inside the main base. These swarm hosts are just relentless though. 42 swarm hosts coming forward here. Locusts flying from every single direction. Carrier's going to come in. They're going to start trying to fight this. But they just do not have a lot of damage right now. There's no ship weapons upgrades up against the +1 carapace on these locusts, which is going to help them out a large amount. DT warp in as well to join the defense. A good decision there from Wariano. Of course, if an Overseer comes in, they'll die in an instant. But for now, he's doing what he can to hang on to his infrastructure. And Fighting Frog has no idea that there's a Nexus down there and a Nexus up here. A Nidus Worm into the main base, though. That's one way to potentially make this happen. But the carriers and DTs are on top of it. They will one-shot that. I'm pretty sure, yeah, these Archon's going to destroy anything that pops out of that Nidus. You almost want him to unload. Nidus Worm not able to make anything happen. Swarmer's just going to siege like crazy. My computer can't handle this, man. It's getting some pretty bad frame drops. Sorry for that, guys. There's just too many free units on the field at once. My computer's CPU is raging a little bit, I think. Wariano says, haha, GG. Taps on out. accepts his defeat. That was actually really close to breaking Fighting Frog. If he had detection, I think that would have spiraled out of control. But unfortunately, Wariano, no detection there in that third game of today's I Cast Your Freaking Awesome Replay. So guys, we are going to be going into the last game of today. And yeah, apparently Queens made this challenge a little bit easy, right? That's what Eon Blue is saying in chat. He's like, shit, I realize now as we watch the daily that these are all Zerg submitted replays. I should have banned Queens for this one. And check out the name of our final player, guys. It's Clan Supbro Mass Queen. I wonder what we're going to see. I wonder. As entertaining as these games are, I'm a little bit sad that we only have Zerg games. I think Eon Blue needs an assistant to sort these replays with him, because his Zerg bias showing through. He's like, yeah, these games with the Zerg player won, really good. I like them a lot. Mass Queen says, good luck, have fun. I'm not going to build Zerglings, Banelings, Roaches, Ravagers, Hydralisks, Lurkers, Mutalisks, Corruptors, Broodlords, Ultralisks, and Swarmers. Okay, alright, you bloody show-off. Show us what you've got, you mad, crazy person. He's going to be going for gas very early. Now, that's kind of interesting, since he said he's just... Well, we assume he's going to go Mass Queens. Yeah, cancels the gas and realizes, wait a second, I don't need gas to build Queens. Let's build 3 hatcheries. Oh my god, is this like the exact same as the previous game? What the hell? Okay, so we're gonna fast forward a little bit here, get past the early game. I want to get to the action as quickly as possible. Of course, it is a Terran opponent this time. Terran has really good mobility, and oh, okay, so it's 3 hatch, 4 hatch before pool, one of the hatcheries at the opponent's base to try and freak him out. Actually, a kind of good decision by Hando to just go across the map with this Reaper, but actually no, the Reaper's like really late, so the Reaper isn't going to be able to find any weakness. Mass Queen down here has actually dodged this Reaper with the drones. These drones are going to go down, they're going to make their way over to the hatchery. The Reaper's going to find a base that is exposed. These drones are out in the open right now, but Hando goes straight past. You got to kill these workers, man. What are you doing? No! Oh, misses his opportunity to take advantage of Mass Queen's insanely greedy build. Looks like a couple of Marines down here are going to start working on this hatchery, but I don't know if they're going to be able to kill like 5 spine crawlers building simultaneously. Here we go. The Reaper finally is getting on top of these workers, and he will have a chance to kill quite a few of these. There's no queens here. There's another 10 seconds before this queen pops. He's going to kill 1, 2, 3 drones. Meanwhile, back over there at Hando's natural, spine crawlers are starting to go down. A new queen is starting. We can see that Reaper up at 3 kills is going to run away as that queen pops. Actually gets a 4th drone kill. Very nice Reaper control. This hatchery is getting very low, but these Marines, they're not working on the spine crawlers. Those spine crawlers are going to get out, and there's nothing producing at home. Hando has 2k minerals in the bank. He's freaking out, man. He hasn't built a command center. He's only just building a tech lab on his factory now. Hando, you got to get out of here, man. Where's your bunkers? Where's your bunkers? Where are your tanks? Hando is cracking under the pressure right now, not spending his money at all. And it looks like Mass Queen with the crazy troll build gonna make this work through pure surprise factor. Just gonna throw his opponent way off. Doesn't have high ground vision just now. Doesn't need to get this Overlord over here. That Overlord's gonna work his way up there to give some high ground vision. Gonna start working on this wall off. We're gonna see the Queen, the spine, starting to break this down. Behind this, droning going down as well. Keep in mind, there's 37 drones already behind this. This is insane. Spine crawlers working on the barracks, working on the depots. The Queen here struggling to get on in. A siege tank is about to pop. That will be able to start working this. And there is a second factory as well. Keep in mind, there's nothing super mobile that can break on through here. So this siege tank should be able to shell away on this this offense. This one drone going to get in close inside the siege tank range and start to nibble on it a little bit. One spine crawler moves on the high ground. The creep tumor goes down there, actually. That spine crawler is going to fall. Oh no, the spine... Yeah, there we go. Focuses the spine crawler. This Queen is going to go down to this siege tank as well. And that SCV even killed the drone. So yeah, the creep tumor goes down as well. I mean, this... Okay, there is more creep now, though. This creep tumor back here survived, so these extra spines will be able to get in range. Is that spine in range? No, it is not. But 2 more spines are here, and oh my god... massive drones come in. Drones take on the siege tank. Full surround. Full surround. He gets the surround. The SCV tries to repair. The siege tank's going to take out 1... It only takes out 1 or 2 drones on its way to the grave. A hatchery starts building here as well. Hando with 2,500 minerals in the bank. Sieges up the tank, but once again the drones are on top of it. These drones versus SCVs fighting for this tank right now. The SCVs frantically repairing. They are drilling a few of these drones as well. But it looks like the drones are going to take down the SCVs. It looks like, oh, nope, there are enough SCVs here. This siege tank working on this hatchery, doing a good job. More and more siege tanks are on the way, but more and more drones are coming. More and more queens are coming. There's a massive economy behind this for Mass Queen. And Mass Queen's just going to keep coming in here with just drones. The drones are just fighting units now. He said he wasn't going to use any of the regular units that Zerg uses. He's only used Queens, Spine Crawlers, and drones so far. And actually, the friendly fire from the tank killing the SCVs, you could see Mass Queen micro that drone on top of those Queens, specifically to get the friendly fire to work there. And you could see, yeah, 44 drones to 20 SCVs. He's already secured a pretty big lead for himself, but he wants to finish it with this push. He's just continuing to build spines, continuing to rally in drones. And he's just going to keep pushing in here little bit by little bit. More and more drones are making their way on in. Getting blasted down though. The siege tank count's getting kind of scary right now. Maybe if this creep spreads to this back door, you can deny that. For the moment, these siege tanks are going to start edging forward little bit by little bit. More and more drones are building. More and more queens are building. Not sure how Mass Queen is going to finish this. These siege tanks starting to shell down this spine crawler position. I think Mass Queen's realizing it's a little bit futile. Maybe if he banks up like 50 drones, he can like get on top of these tanks, but he'd have to, oh, the Queen goes down, the Spine Crawlers are going down. Looks like this attack's being held. Hondo with the 2 factory, 1 base mass tank hold. 3k minerals still in the bank. If Hondo can just get on top of his money and his production, I think he's going to be in an okay position. Here we go, another wave of drones coming in. Mass Queen, but there's no Queen in front to tank for these workers. Oh my god, they take massive damage. That was about 25 drones for a single siege tank. He's got to send queens in front to tank or a spine or something. Going to be building more hatcheries at the front here. The economy, you know, not that great for Mass Queen anymore after losing all of these drones. Actually quite low on minerals. Hondo here as well, setting up this tank position. He's adding barracks now as well. Of course, that first barracks did go down. That's going to be 5 siege tanks here. Up against what looks like just a huge entrenched hatchery position. The hatchery that's mining there does go down. These queens go up and just get blasted. These drones trying to engage up this ramp. Mass Queen goes a little bit YOLO. I don't know if it's working anymore, but he seems stuck on this idea of just queens and drones, just spine crawlers. Let's double check one more time. Are there any units he forgot to get rid of? He didn't say broodlords. No, he did say broodlords. He's literally cancelled out every single Zerg unit, so he's not allowed to build anything except queens and drones. So Mass Queen here with the restriction, putting what was a great position into a how the hell are you going to win from here position. I think just Mass Queens must be the answer. If he can be good enough with his transfuses, this will work. The question is, how does he ever break this ramp? He's massing up queens right now. I think he's going to need to wait for a while. These drones keep going in just a few at a time. But I think Mass Queen's going to have to be a bit more coordinated than that. These queens starting to get shelled on these drones. There's a lot of them. But I don't know if that's enough. These queens need to go in first. No, the drones once again trying to tank. They are going to go in. They're going to get 1 siege tank with the friendly fire. But almost all the drones have gone down. 2 siege tanks have fallen. The Overlord provides the high ground vision. The queen's coming in now, shelling from the low ground. There is still a few drones that made it in close, actually. The friendly fire from the siege tanks blasting each other. The queen's going to be breaking this ramp. That is a grand total of 7 queens. There's only 2 tanks left. The transfuses are endless. The transfuses are good. The queens refuse to die. The repair is good on the tanks, but these queens are getting in close now, and the transfuse is endless. The siege tanks are starting to fall. They are going to be going down here. The SCVs actually stopped repairing there for a moment. Smoking on the job. Little shit bags. And it looks like at the end of that, Mass Queen takes it out and wins today's daily. All right, GG is well played. Thank you so much for submitting your replays, guys. Appreciate all of the queens, and more queens. All right, you know, I didn't see that coming. I thought a lot of people would use there'd be a few Infestus Swarm host replays. I did not think there'd be so many queens, but that's okay. Send in your replays for next week. Basetrade is the challenge. Where do you send your replays? Look down, YouTube description, just below the video. Open it up. If you're in Twitch chat, check it out. There's a link right there. There's a whole information on where to send your Basetrade replays. Send them through to me, and I will cast them next week on iCast. Your freaking awesome replay. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you are watching live on stream, hang around. If you're watching on YouTube, I will see you tomorrow with yet another daily. Thank you so much for hanging out. Don't forget to hug a watermelon, kick a walrus, and of course, punch a penguin in the cankle. I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye and good night.